Hello aspirants, welcome to another video from Veranda IAS. So in this video, we will be discussing some of the important questions from UPSC Civil Service preliminary exams conducted in 2023, which are a kind of direct reflections exclusively from the All India mock test conducted by Veranda IAS just before prelims this year. So those who haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe and do not forget to press the bell icon also. So let us not waste our time and move into the questions. So here the GS Prelims 2023 questions belonging to the set B is being displayed in the second column, and in the third column we can see Veranda IAS mock test questions is also being displayed. So let us move on to the first serial number questions. So here you can see that the topic of the question is based on ancient Indian port cities, And also if you see the prelims question which is asked, which is with reference to ancient South India, Korkai, Pumpuhar and Muchiri were well known as option A capital cities, B ports, centers of iron and steel making, shrines of Jain Tirthankaras. So correspondingly, if you see the question that was being asked in our mock test, you can see that it is also based on the similar ancient Indian port cities. So one question in prelims was a sure shot for those who have attended our mock test. Right. So here you can see that in the explanation we have also got details about the different ports, including Arkamed port and Bharuch port and also Tamralipta. Moving on to the next question. So in the next question, in the mock test itself, we can see that the question is being, or the topic of study based in the question that is given in the mock is also all about the President of India or elections to the post of the President of India. Similarly, in the GS, in the prelims question also, you can see that the question is being asked regarding the election of the President of India, and the statements are given based on the elections of President of India, and it is being asked which is the correct statement also. So here also you can see that those who have attempted our mock test, the question to solve is really a cakewalk. Moving on to the next question. So here also in the mock test we can see that we are talking about Nilambur teaks. Right, Nilambur teaks is a question which is being given in the mock test. So those who have analyzed or those who have understood the topic like that of trees, about the regional distribution of these trees, different types of tree varieties, for example the tropical deciduous trees as such. So we can see that this kind of questions, or this question which is being asked, that is, consider the following trees: jackfruit, mahua and teak. Out of this, what is that how many of the above are deciduous tree? That was the question that is asked in the prelims. So we can see that those who understood that the topic called as the trees and their distribution is very relevant from our mock test, they will be definitely able to crack this question also. So in the examples also you can see this kind of things. So if you see the relevance why we have put this question in the mock test is that it was in news as the Nilambur teaks got the geographical indication tag. That is primarily why we have included this question in our mock test. So our assumption was correct. A direct sure shot question came from there. Moving on to the next question. So next question, it is all about the monetary policy tools. So we have given the questions with respect to negative interest rates that is being done by the central banks. So at the same time, if you see the prelims question also, two statements are given, that is, in the post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide had carried out interest rate hikes. Second statement is that central banks generally assume that they have the ability to counteract the rising consumer prices via monetary policy means. So we can see that these two statements are also based on the monetary policy tools taken by the central banks all over the world. So in our mock test also we can see that these kind of a negative interest rates or the monetary policy tools that is being done by the central banks for controlling the inflation and the money market. So we can see that it is a really sure shot those who are clear with respect to the concept of monetary policy operations which is carried out by the central banks. So that was also a very correct reflection of our mock test question in the UPSC prelims. Moving on to the next question. So here we can see that in the mock test the question was based on the market stabilization scheme. Whereas let us see the question that was asked in the GS prelims. Which one of the following activities of the Reserve Bank of India is considered to be part of the sterilization? So what is sterilization? So we can see that it is also associated with the open market operations. So that is why we can see that those who have clearly understood about the market stabilization scheme or the monetary policies or the open market operations, they will be easily able to clear or attempt that question with the right answer. So this question will studying methods which stabilizes the liquidity of currencies. So how we are going to control the liquidity of currencies, and based on which we have given the question in a mock test, and correspondingly a question was being asked on open market operations in the prelims also. Moving on to the next question, that is, what is the purpose of the Virasat project? So we can see that it is primarily based on the handloom industry. So if you see that the correspondingly a question was being asked, 7th August is declared as a National Handloom Day as a statement 1, and also statement 2 is what? Statement 2, they have combined it with the same day, that is what is the day in the modern Indian history, which we can connect it with the static portion of the modern Indian history. So here also what we are saying is that we could easily predict that any question that is based on the handloom sector was really visible or is the most probable one in our UPSC prelims also. So we can see that based on this question, who have done an analysis from the questions, those who have done the background study of the handloom sectors of textiles, they could easily predict that such kind of a questions is a sure shot also. So why we have put this question in our mock test? Because this topic was related to the handloom industry and was in news last year, because of which why we put this handloom question in our mock test, and based on which, connecting with the static portion of the history with respect to very static portion of the date, they have asked two statements also. Next is a very clear question, that is about the Flag Code of India 2002. So here also we have also asked about the Flag Code of India, and directly in the prelims also, that is 64th question of set B, it is asked, consider the following statements in respect of the national flag of India according to the Flag Code of India 2002. Statement 1 and statement 2 is being given. So here we can see that in the current affairs, this mentioning of flag code was very relevant. That is why we have included that question in the mock test. And similarly, a Pakka reflections of the flag code was directly asked from a mock test also. That is also a thing of happiness for us. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statements about red soil. So this is why this is a question that we asked in our mock test about red soil. So why we have asked this question about red soil? If you ask that, so we can clearly the relevance is being given. About 68,000 hectares in Nilgiri is prone to soil erosion in the coming years, says ICAS studies, which is a current affairs in September 2022, and soil conservation was repeatedly covered in the current affairs of last year. So definitely we knew that there is going to be a question that is going to be coming with respect to soil, and as we predicted it, like a question have actually come. Consider the following statements. Statement 1 is the soil in tropical rainforest is rich in nutrients. Statement 2, the high temperature and moisture of tropical rainforest cause dead organic matter in the soil to decompose quickly. That was also being asked. Okay, moving on to the next portion. So here the next question that is being, if you see, which is asked in the prelims, is about the Wolbachia method, which is sometimes talked about with reference to which one of the following. So A is saying about controlling the viral diseases spread by mosquitoes. Say option B is controlling crop residues into packing materials. B is about producing biodegradable plastics, and D is about producing biochar from thermochemical conversions of biomass. So those who know clearly knows that it is about controlling the viral diseases spread by mosquitoes. So we in our mock test have clearly given about the West Nile fever. So you might be wondering how this is going to get connected. So those who studied about the West Nile fever, or those who have attended the test, will definitely go and read about the topics such as infection spread through mosquitoes. So those who associate the infection spread through mosquitoes with respect to last current affairs will definitely get to know about the Wolbachia method, and this question will be a sure shot. And those who have added is it is going to be a easy crack for them to for the same, because see, you can see here the relevance of why we have included this kind of a question. Understanding about the preventive measures to counter infection spread through mosquitoes such as yellow fever. So we have given that. So similarly, based on this, we can see that the question is being asked as a kind of a Wolbachia method. Moving on to the next question. So we have asked about the BrahMos missiles. So definitely when we ask about the BrahMos, as a student or as an aspirant going to write about the prelims, definitely we will be going with respect to studying more about the missile systems. So similarly, we have asked about the BrahMos, that is we intend to learn the aspirants, or we are asking the aspirants to learn about the missile systems of missile technology. And here we can see that ballistic missiles as well as Agni 5 questions are being asked, and definitely based on the mock test, those who went and studied about the topic of missile systems, definitely that was a clear cut easy cake for them to get that examination. That is, we can see that from just one of our mock tests we have predicted almost 10 questions of the UPSC Prelims 2023. So then just imagine what could be the result of those who trust us throughout their journey of preparation. Am I correct? So this clearly shows the dedication, the analytical ability, the efficiency, the presence of mind, and moreover, the credibility of Team Veranda IAS. So Veranda IAS, where your dream becomes reality. So unless and until we meet next time, this is Prince J signing off. Thank you and all the best.